Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and I'm really excited to share with you, even though it is completely against all that I hold true in this world, to share with you my Christmas projects in July. I am not one for pushing holidays ahead too far in advance, but the theme for this blog post was Christmas in July, so I had to. Oh my gosh, I know some of you are all about it, but I'm not one of those people. But I really like the projects I came up with. So I hope you will like them too. And if you don't want to think about Christmas in July, but just want to see a cute card, we're golden. I am featuring the new Seasons Blessings bundle found in the annual catalog. One of the things I love about this bundle is that you can do a lot of different seasons with the stamps in here, really all seasons, which makes it a really versatile stamp set. Of course, there's great dies that go with it, and I'm going to showcase some of those. These are some of them. In our project today. I'm also using one of the papers that is on our DSP sale. This is the Tidings of Christmas. And while you might not really want to use it right now, and believe me, I get it, it is on the special going on for the month of July. Goodness, don't get ahead of yourself, Dina. And so you can get it at a discount along with 8 other different designs of DSP. And there's some really good ones in here. So I do recommend picking up some of these on special. So let me show you how I created this card. I'm going to start with some vanilla cardstock. Ooh, vanilla. Vanilla is a color that I use a lot during the fall, but not as much during the spring and summer. So I had recently had someone ask me about it, so I thought I would use it on today's card. Ooh, I had a little sticky situation here. But what I want to show you is the color combination I've got here. Cherry Cobbler, Real Red, Evening Evergreen, Misty Moonlight, and Soft Succulent. I just have to rearrange these so they're a little better looking. So this is a great color combination for the holidays. And I'm going to ink my stamp up in Real Red ink. And then I'm going to take some Cherry Cobbler along with some sponge daubers. And I'm just going to sponge the center of my poinsettia here. And then I'm going to stamp that down like that. Isn't that gorgeous? I'll do the same thing on this little one. We're going to ink in Real Red and add a little extra color with our Cherry Cobbler right in the center. So pretty. Look at that. I'm also going to take and stamp the basket that comes in this in Misty Moonlight. I'm going to close this up. And a little incident there with some ink. One of the things I love about this is I need to find a cleaner to clean my block off so I don't get ink on absolutely everything. I mean, some things, but not everything. Just kidding. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to stamp my basket on here, so that looks fantastic. And then last but not least, there are some leaves in here. So for those, I'm going to use Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen. So I'll ink this up just like we've been doing in the Soft Succulent. And then I'll take my Evening Evergreen and kind of add some of that darker color on here. Like so. You can really see that there. And I'll stamp that down like that. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and die cut these pieces. I'll be right back and we'll put everything together. Okay guys, I've got my pieces die cut and now we're going to assemble our card. And I've got a card base that is Evening Evergreen. This is such a nice, rich, deep green color. I really like it. I think it's going to be great for masculine cards and holiday cards this year. So I'm anxious to work with it a little bit more. Obviously, it's not a very summery color, so I haven't been using it a ton yet. I also cut for myself a piece of 3 3/4 by 5 of the DSP. I really like this DSP. It's very pretty, and the colors they've put together here are really wonderful. The red in here is cherry cobbler, and then of course I added my real red. But I'm just going to adhere this to my panel of Misty Moonlight. And all the dimensions and everything that I am using will be listed both in the description of this video as well as on my blog, and the link will be right here in the description. I also cut a piece of cards of DSP. This is actually just the other side. That's 3/4 inch wide. And I'm going to put it on here, but I'm going to preface this by saying I stamped the sentiment on here, but you can't really see it very well. So what I think I'm going to do is just add this to my card, and then we'll just leave the sentiment on the inside. So we'll stamp that inside in just a moment here and leave this plain. I'm going to then pop up my basket and add all of the things. So where did my dimensionals go? I always lose them. Here we go. So I'll put a couple dimensionals on here, and we'll pop that up. Then I've got this larger poinsettia. Oh, so pretty. And I really like the vanilla with this too. I think that looks great. And I'm going to take my leaves and kind of curl them. I'm going to tuck them in under here. But I lifted my poinsettia up just a little bit from my sample so that I could see a little more of these leaves, because I kind of covered most of them up. I'm just going to tuck them in with a couple of glue dots. So there we go. Next up, I'm going to take the smaller poinsettia and also use a couple glue dots. This time I'm going to stack them right on top of each other because they do a great job of adding just a little bit of lift, not too much. And then I'll just add that right behind. So cute. Okay, next I'm going to use some of this gorgeous kind of chevron weave, I think. Yeah, chevron weave ribbon. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. I'll just tie a little knot around here. And actually, I'm gonna show you two options. Okay, so on my bow here, I just tied a knot. I guess that's not really a bow, it's a knot. But some of you may not like the thickness of that for mailing purposes, if you want to mail this card. So here's my solution to that, is I'm gonna just wrap this panel around my card. Or wrap the ribbon around my card panel. That's what I was trying to say. Goodness. Like that. All right. And then, well, this is nice. I feel like it's not finished off. You know what I mean? So what I want to do instead is finish it off with a bow of linen thread. Now, linen thread is essentially, doesn't take up any space because it's, thread. And so I'll take and wrap that around my ribbon instead. That will just create not as thick a card. Now, regardless of your card thickness needs, either one of these is a very nice looking card, in my opinion. The linen is going to look nice because there is kind of some Sahara sand, I think, color in here. Either Sahara sand or crumb cake, which linen thread goes with both. So I love that. I could have also taken some of my Essentials, Baker's Twine pack and use that as well. Okay, now I'm going to pop all this up onto my card. So I'll take those dots. And while I'm popping this up, that's not going to add enough thickness that the post office gets real crappy. Just a little. It's the knot that usually the post office doesn't like to deal with, at least here in the US. Okay, so that looks great. Next up, I want to embellish just a touch. So I'll take a couple of my gems on here. I've got gilded gems. and just put them on here. Now, again, in keeping the thickness down, I'm going to use the smallest ones on here. Okay, so there we go. Now for the inside of my card, really simple. I've got a 4x5 1/4 panel of Very Vanilla, and I'm just going to stamp my larger poinsettia. I'll ink it up in real red once more, and do the center in Cherry Cobbler. I love doing that technique with my sponge daubers. Oh, so pretty. And then last but not least, we'll add our sentiment, which is part of this stamp set as well. Season's Blessings. I love that. So pretty. And what I love about that too is you could use this for many different seasons, not just the holidays. Okay, so all of that is going to go on the inside of our card. Next, I'm going to show you how I created this very simple little treat. And I do mean very simple. So I think you're going to love it. Okay, so that's the inside. Very pretty. So you'll have to tell me if you like the linen thread or the knot better, just the regular ribbon. So there's our card. Now my little treat is very simple. I took 3 Ghirardelli chocolates. I happen to have this holiday assortment from last year. And so I took some eggnog and peppermint bark, yummy, and eggnog. And I just stacked them together, and then I measured across here, and that is 1 3/4 of an inch. So I cut a 1 3/4 inch strip of the same DSP by the 6 inches that it comes in. And I'm just going to wrap that around these squares like this, nothing fancy. You could attach it to the squares themselves, or you could do what I'm doing, which is just let it be kind of a belly band. So I put a little adhesive on the end here, and then I'm just going to overlap that, and that's all that there is to it. I had already stamped and die cut another one of my large poinsettias, so we'll pop that up and add it right over the top. And we're going to embellish it. So we'll put one more of our gems on here. We'll use one of the medium, or you could use the large, since we weren't putting those on the cards. And that's a sweet little treat that you could share with somebody. You could even add ribbon to this too if you wanted, but really a simple little treat to go with a very pretty card. So I hope you loved my projects today. If you need any of the supplies to create this project, I would really appreciate your business. You can shop the links that are included in the description of this video. And if you could give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any of my awesome videos each week, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for stamping with me today, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.